Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, welcome back. And if you are new, my name is Josh and this is Josh Goes to Disney. So in today's video, I have compiled 13 of my tips for you when you go to Disney World. I can't say these tips would work at Disneyland because different things work for differently at Disneyland than they do at Disney World. So that I thought that I would just compile 13 tips for you at Disney World. So, these are just things that I have learned or that I do when I go to Disney World. I do go a lot, so some of these tips may work for you, some of these tips may not work for you. But I just thought that I would bring a little bit of a different video and give you some tips on what you can do when you go to or arrive at Disney World. So the first thing that's on my list, my first tip, would be to get some gift cards. So this may work for you, it may not work for you. You do have to have a membership to this store in order to get these gift cards. But if you do have a membership at Sam's Club offers discounted gift cards. So if you were to get a $100 gift card for Sam's Club, you can get about $5 off when you purchase that gift card. So when I worked there, I had a lot of people come in and buy hundreds of dollars worth of gift cards because they were trying to pay off either annual passes, cruises, or just trying to bring some money along to when they want to buy some merchandise or they want to buy food or anything else at the Disney World. So just in general, if you were to spend $500 in gift cards, you were to save $25. So in the long run, that could help you for a trip if you are paying for everything up front whenever you go to Disney World. A lot of people save all year long for 1 year trip. So little dollars here and there save and they make a big deal. Cruises are thousands of dollars for the cruise line. So you spend thousands of dollars, $1,000 is $50 off. So if you have a membership to samsclub.com or Sam's Club, that would be a good choice in order to prep yourself for trips, so you can save a little bit of money from the front, so you don't have to spend as much money whenever you get to the park. So number 2 is to download the My Disney Experience app. So part of being a Disney World annual pass holder or a ticket holder is that you can download the My Disney Experience app and plan ahead. A lot of times this really doesn't work for the one-day ticket holders because you don't get your ticket until you show up to the park. But for annual pass holders, if you are an annual pass holder, the My Disney Experience app is a lifesaver because a couple of my other tips have to do with the My Disney Experience app. When you download the My Disney Experience app, it has wait times for all the rides. You can literally just go on there and click what park you want, and you can look at what wait times are on for the rides. You can also look on the wait times for characters that have meet and greets, as well as you can make fast passes, you can reserve dining, you can also see when show times are and fireworks show times are as well. So it is a lifesaver all in all. When you download that app, everything for Disney is basically in your hands. So it shows you restrooms, it shows you where stations are, it shows you names of restaurants, it shows you everything you can think of, and it shows you where everything is, and it even gives you directions of how to get to those specific places that you're looking for just by clicking the spot above the area that you're trying to go to. So when you get an annual pass, or if you are an annual pass and you do not partake in the My Disney Experience app, it is something you need to download before you take your first trip when you are after you become an annual pass holder. The number 3 thing on my list is plan ahead. So this falls into the My Disney Experience app. When you get the My Disney Experience app, like I said before, you can get fast passes for Disney World. You can get up to 3 fast passes a day per one park, only one park at a time. So with the My Disney Experience app, you can get 3 fast passes for, let's say, Epcot, and you can plan those out 30 days in advance if you're a regular annual pass holder or a ticket holder, or you can do it 60 days out in advance if you are a resort reservation. So if you have a reservation for any Disney resort, you have the liberty of going 60 days out, so you can have more options of fast passes that you can get. Whereas if I were to do it, I only do it 30 days in advance so that I have less options. But if you do it 30 days in advance, there are still tons of fast passes that you can get when you do it in advance. So if you wait to the day before, there's going to be less options because more fast passes are taken already. So if you do it 30 days out or 60 days out, not only will you get more fast passes, but you'll get the better fast passes. Like Minis Railway, you can get Flight of Passage fast passes, you can get Slinky Dog. All of the really hard to get fast passes that you will never get on the day of, you can get when you plan ahead. So that's always a good tip, is to make sure you look at the fast passes 30 days out. So my next tip is for when you first arrive to Disney. This is something that I personally like to do. This is not something you have to do. Some people disagree with me when it comes to this option. A lot of people will agree with me when it comes to this option. Is taking the resort monorail when you get to the transportation and ticket center, or ticket and transportation center, whichever way you say it. The resort monorail, so when you walk into the transportation center and you look straight ahead, there are the monorails. The resort monorail is right to the right of the Joffrey's coffee station. When you go up there, it takes a little bit longer to get to Magic Kingdom, but it has less people. So this is where it comes down to people agreeing and not agreeing. So when you do the resort monorail, there are more people in the monorail already, but there's less people in line with you to get a seat, so you have more options of getting a seat. It also takes a little bit longer because you have to stop at the Polynesian, and you also have to stop at the Grand Floridian. If you do the Magic Kingdom monorail, it takes you straight to Magic Kingdom, and there's less people to get there. But there's more people in line with you that are going to be fighting for a seat. So if you have an issue where you need to be sitting or something like that, you can always do the resort monorail. So it takes a little bit longer to get to Magic Kingdom, but there's majority of the time there is a seat available. And you also get to have a little bit of a tour because you get to go see the Grand Floridian and you get to see the Polynesian. So tip number 5 is fuel rods. So fuel rods have been a lifesaver for me for basically every trip that I go to. So I'm constantly on my phone. I'm constantly on the My Disney Experience app. I'm videoing for this channel. I am looking at different things. I'm taking pictures, taking video. I'm also playing my games that I play on my phone whenever you're in line. So your phone dies fast. Also, when you're in the heat, my opinion, the sun takes your battery life a lot quicker. So something to invest in for $30. Basically in 5 or 6 different locations in Magic Kingdom, and there's also ones in Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. They're usually at the front. You can go and pay $30 and get a fuel rod. Now, a fuel rod is a portable charger. It is about this big. It's white and it's green. Basically what it does is it recharges your phone for you, and it usually on a newer phone or basically a dead phone will last it'll charge about 70% all the way up, which then you can also just go ahead and refill it for free. So what you do is you put your debit card in or your credit card, and it dispenses a whole entire kit, which has 3 different ways to charge your phone, as well as the fuel rod, and it has an instruction little piece of paper inside. This is completely free to recharge it. So you can use it once, take it to the station that you bought it from originally, or any other station on property, as well as any other property, any other thing that has them on Disney property, Disney Springs, things like that, and press the swap button and just swap it out. You'll input the old one, the dead one, and then it'll give you a really fully recharged fuel rod that you can now use again to recharge your phone. So when you are at Disney and you want to take that one picture of your child and you can't because your phone is dead, then you can go fuel rod it and take the swap out the fuel rod, and you'll have a fully charged phone, or at least enough charge to get you through the rest of the day, or to get you to where you can get to your car or back to your hotel or even to your home, to where you can recharge your phone. So it's $30 up front. It is full free recharges. We have 2 of them, one for myself and one for my brother. They are lifesavers. They really are. And it's really worth the investment because you can go out and spend $30 on a big, bulky, rechargeable battery that'll recharge your phone a couple times, but they're heavy. They weigh you down, and they charge your phone a couple times when you use them, but they get in the way. The little portable charger, you can stick it in your pocket, you can stick it in your pocket, your back pockets, you can just put it in your backpack, whatever you need to do, and they're very light and sleek, and you don't even notice you have them on your body, but it's charging your phone. So tip number 6 is what I call it, the fast pass freakout. So the fast pass freakout is when people think that if they don't get to their fast pass by the end time, they're going to lose it. In reality, that is true, but people do not realize you have about a 15-minute leeway when you have a fast pass. So on the My Disney Experience app, or when you go to a kiosk and create a fast pass, those fast passes say, let's say you want to do Peter Pan's flight from 6 to 7. Peter Pan's flight, yes, you need to be there between 6 and 7, but you have a 5-minute early access so you can get there. So you can get there about 5 minutes early, and you have up to 15 minutes late. So in reality, you have an hour and 20 minutes for each fast pass. So if you are running late, if you're watching a parade, if you're eating dinner or eating lunch, or you're on a ride and you think you're going to miss your fast pass, don't freak out. Just know you have a little bit of a leeway between each way. So 5 minutes before and 15 minutes after. And majority of the time, a cast member will not let you on more than 5 minutes early because your touchpad will turn blue. But after 15 minutes, if you explain what is happening and you just talk to them nicely, they will 95% of the time allow you to go on late. Don't push it by going 30 to 45 minutes late, but if you're like 15, 20 minutes late, they will let you on and you can enjoy your fast pass without freaking out. So I have done this a lot my first year. I didn't understand that there was a leeway at the end of your fast pass, because it's not talked about a lot. So 15 minutes at the end, you can have that peace of mind to understand that you will be able to ride your ride even though you're going to be late. The number 7 tip that I have for you is to mobile order your food. So a lot of places are quick service. So a lot of places have the quick service option because they are quick service and they are not reservation. And it's not a sit down themed, enjoy your dinner food. It is just to really eat your food quickly so you can get on with your day and continue to enjoy the magic. So when it comes to quick service, let's say Cosmic Rays in Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom. That is one of the busiest restaurants, quick service restaurants on property, and it really is. So when you mobile order, you can actually go onto the My Disney Experience app, select mobile order underneath the restaurant. So you can go to the restaurant tab, go to your restaurant you're looking at, and select mobile order, and it'll allow you to bring the menu down, and you can order what you want as well as pay on the app, and then it'll send your order to the restaurant, and then you can do this hours in advance. And then whenever you show up to the restaurant, you select I'm here, prepare my food, and they'll start making it. And then whenever the food is ready, they will send you a notification, or you can just continue to have that app open and they will let you know that it's ready and to bring yourself to the mobile order station. The mobile order station is usually to the right of the registers and it has a mobile order sign. It is a lifesaver. It is convenient. It saves you so much time. You get to skip everybody. Plus, you get to you get the looks of everybody who is like, why is he skipping the line? Why is he getting his food so much faster than me? I just got in line and he already has his food. So you kind of seem like a celebrity, but at the same time, you're not really, because you're doing the mobile order app, and it will save you so much time, and you'll get your food faster, which means you can eat faster, which means you can get to the next ride faster. So the number 8 tip is something that I personally wanted to bring because it's something that I do every single time we go on it. So the ride People Movers at Magic Kingdom is a really fun, really relaxing, really slow-paced ride that brings you through all of Tomorrowland, as well as it brings you through Space Mountain, and it brings you through one gift shop, and then it also brings you through Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. So, when you go through that ride, it lasts 10 minutes long, 10 to 12 minutes long, give or take, depending if you get stopped or if you just continue to go through. My tip is to, whenever you are done, when you get back to the thing, instead of getting off, just simply and politely ask the cast member if you can ride it again, and they will allow you to ride it again. Now, this may not work every single time. I have been on the ride hundreds of times, and I have been on the ride with my cousin one time. I went on it 8 times in a row, which is an 80-minute ride around Tomorrowland. Because when it is hot outside in the summer, or if you're just really stressed out, or if you are tired from walking all day, you get on People Movers and you can sit there for about 20 minutes but still be on a ride and experiencing all of the Tomorrowland and all of Disney. It's worth it. It is nice to just sit and relax and just have the breeze on your face and get to see the park and get to see Tomorrowland. It's a lot of fun. So just simply, when you get back, ask the cast member that is walking backwards or walking forward, ask them if you can ride again, and majority, 95% of the time, they will allow you to ride it again, and you can ride it as many times as you want. The only time I can tell you that they may not allow you to do that is if it is extremely busy and the line is extremely long. I will say, even though a lot of times it's been busy, they have allowed me to go again. Because it's a continuous load, it's a continuous loading cart, the line moves pretty quick. The line on a busy day for People Movers is usually no longer than like 20 minutes because it just continually moves. And they move a lot of people at a lot of times. And they have a lot of carts. So just be polite and ask again, and they may allow you to. They probably will allow you to, and you can ride People Movers a couple times in a row. So tip number 9 is to pin trade. So a lot of times parents will give their kids a couple pins and a lanyard to go around and trade pins, because it gives them something else to do besides walking around or just being bored in between rides. And it also is fun for all ages, so even adults do it. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. It was something that I really loved doing, as you can see by all the pins. But it's something that I stopped just because it was taking up some of my time that I like to do other things. But for other people, it is something they love to do, and it's something that's their favorite part of Disney. You can buy pins at any pin station in Disney, at any store. Majority of the time I have pins, as well as you can buy some authentic, really nice pins on eBay, as well as Shop Disney and Amazon. And it's just fun. Cast members of all different levels have them. You can walk up to any cast member politely and ask them to pin trade, and they will either show you their lanyard or they will show you their little strap they have on their side, and you can evenly trade. You can't buy, you can't take, you have to give a pin for a pin. And it's also really, really fun. They have pin trading events all the time. Pin trading to get the get-togethers at certain places. I was at Disney last month or a month and a half ago, before all this started, my last trip, and they had pin trading events at the gift shop outside of the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So it's fun to do. It gives you something to do instead of just walking around. When lines are long and you just don't have fast passes or anything to do, pin trading is something that you can do in order to pass some time. So, the time of the day is winding down. It's dark outside. We're getting a little bit late at time. The day's coming to an end, and it's time for the fireworks shows and for parades. So my tip number 10 is to arrive early for shows. So at Magic Kingdom, we have a fireworks show called Happily Ever After. It starts usually at 8 or 9 o'clock. So my tip is to arrive early for those shows. For Fantasmic, for Happily Ever After, as well as for Epcot Forever, you need to arrive usually about an hour to 45 minutes early for those shows, so you can get a good seat or a decent view of those fireworks shows. Epcot's a little bit different because it's all around the world showcase, so you can basically 45 minutes to an hour early, you can find a really good spot anywhere on property. Magic Kingdom, a lot of times whenever you're watching it, you want to watch the projections on the front of the castle. So you want to get to Main Street early. So Main Street all the way to the castle, so you can get there early enough to where you can get a good view. As for me, I've seen the show countless times. So I personally just like walking around and listening to the music and watching the fireworks as I'm walking or riding rides. But for anybody else, get a little bit early so you can get a decent view. And it makes your experience a lot better and a lot more enjoyable. The next two tips they counteract each other, but they both are very good tips in my opinion. So the first one is leave before fireworks. So when I was there one time, a cast member told me that parents of young children all the way to like middle schoolers use the fireworks show as an excuse to leave because they tell the children that the fireworks show is the end of the day. So if you do not want to get caught up with the traffic to get to the monorails or to get to the ferry boats or to get to the buses, which is intense and insane, the amount of people that leave at that time, leave before the fireworks. So the fireworks usually start at 8 or 9. You know when they're going to start because the crowd starts to build up and the Main Street gets to get really, really almost impossible to walk through. Leave before all that happens. Run to the monorail, walk to the monorail, run to the ferry boats, walk to the ferry boats, whatever you need to do to get in front of all of that. So whenever you get to the monorail, there isn't a huge line. It isn't a long wait, especially when you're at the end of the day. It's extremely tiring whenever you have to wait in that monorail line or that ferry boat line, when all you want to do is just get in your car or get into a bed. So if you leave about 15 minutes to 10 minutes before the fireworks show, it is a lifesaver and it will assure you a good spot, a good seating spot on the monorail or even the ferry boat, because there are seats on the bottom and up top, so you can have a spot to sit. Now, the tip that counteracts that is tip number 12, which is stay late. So leave early to avoid all of the crowds. You can also stay late to avoid all the crowds. So let's say Magic Kingdom closes at 10 o'clock that night. Fireworks are at 9. Everybody starts to thin out. But you're just not really ready to deal with the crowds of running to the monorail. But you also want to watch the fireworks. So you watch the fireworks. You enjoy the fireworks. Go find a spot and chill. Now, between 9 and 10, you can go ride rides. You can go do whatever you need to do. Run to Space Mountain and get a good spot on Space Mountain. But also, when it hits 10 o'clock and the park begins to close, you're going to get the kiss goodnight, which is Disney World saying, hey, we are closed. Start heading towards the front, but you're not technically having to leave. You can stay and just relax. So the park closed at midnight one time. Me and my brother stayed till 1:30 and just enjoyed Disney. So we sat in front of the Plaza restaurant and just watched the castle, watched the lights change, watched the sparkles, listened to the music, just really enjoyed it. As well as we moved to in front of the confectionery. They have a checkered station where we sat and played checkers and just people watched. So technically you don't have to leave whenever the park closes, so you can wait till the crowds thin out as well, because as soon as the park closes, people rush to that monorail and it gets extremely busy and extremely hard to get on the monorail. So if you just relax, take your time, enjoy the park, enjoy the quiet, it is actually worth it, and you'll get a decent spot on your monorail or your ferry boat just by simply waiting. Now, tip number 13, and the final tip I have for you, is to take some time to enjoy the character warehouse. I go to the character warehouse almost every trip I go down there because they have authentic Disney merchandise for 50 to 70% off. And this is merchandise that A, they still probably have in the park, or B, that was just recently in the park and they had too much of it, or they stopped selling it in the parks, so they released it to the character warehouse. They have magic bands, they have Minnie Mouse ears, Mickey Mouse ears, they have stuffed animals, they have clothing, they have jewelry, hats, anything you can think of that has to do with Disney and you just really love Disney, try the character warehouse out. I have a bunch of Character Warehouse hauls. I will link those in the description box below if you want to check those out and see a couple things that I picked up from there. It's worth it. To get Minnie Mouse ears that are usually $29.99 in the parks, and they sell them for $70.99 to 99¢ in the Character Warehouse, it is worth it just to go and partake in that. Now, I will say, the best time to go to Character Warehouse is usually between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock, because that's when they have the most stuff available to buy and the better options to buy, like magic bands, the new Minnie Mouse ears they released, Loungefly backpacks. All of that stuff will be available between 10 and 12. My tip is to get there at 9. The line will usually start forming outside the Character Warehouse at 10 o'clock or at 9 o'clock. Actually, get there early, stand in line. It's totally worth it to wait in line an hour to get the better options, because if you arrive late, there's not going to be much available, but there's still going to be awesome stuff there, like clothing and hats and stuffed animals, things like that. So that is my list, my top 13 tricks and tips for you for Disney World. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button, and also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know your favorite tip or trick that I said in this 13 tips. As always, thank you so much for being here, and let's go to Disney.